All right, leading change with kindness. Our next guest is a Harvard Law graduate, a former CEO, a rock opera producer and composer, and an artist in residence at Yale Ventures. I mean, what does he not do? Author James Rhee is known all around the world for his thought leadership, and he's here in St. Louis today to help inspire others to lead more effectively. Thank you so much for being here, and welcome to St. Louis.
I'm excited to be here. It's been 25 years.
Oh my gosh, well that's too long. Well, welcome. And we have great weather for you, by the way. Okay, so you inspire so many people by leading with kindness, plus a little math, you say. So what's math got to do with it?
I think kindness and math, these are two things that in all my travels, you know what they are when you see them, and kindness is sort of like the pinnacle of being human, and math is nature. And math is not invented by humans. So I'm asking people to be really human and also be sort of respectful and consonant with nature.
Oh, okay. That's not the answer that I was expecting, so that's really wonderful. Now, you wrote this book, Red Helicopter, and the title comes from an experience that you had in kindergarten, I read. So can you share that experience and also tell us the impact that it had on your life?
So you have to picture me many years ago with a bowl cut, and me coming home Christmas time with a toy red helicopter, and my immigrant parents not understanding why I had it. So they thought I stole it from school, they thought it was an American custom, so there was a lot of confusion in the Rhee household. And it turns out I got the helicopter because I had been sharing half my lunch with this boy, and the dad wanted to meet the kid that was doing that. I didn't know my friend had lost his mom that summer, and I thought I was in trouble because we didn't have a lot of money, and I thought my dad was upset that I was giving away scarce resources, but it was actually the opposite. So it was just a moment for me of doing something without asking for a reward. It was intuitively the correct thing to do, and I've always wanted to be that person. Sometimes, as you know, as you grow up in the world of also in private equity, it's hard to be that person sometimes, so I've tried to be both.
And what a goosebump moment. As a parent, you would be so proud. You know, I'm sure your dad was also like very proud of you for doing that, you know, for being empathetic and helping.
Yeah, my dad was a pediatrician, my mom was a nurse, so caregiving was very important. It was one of the few times I saw emotion in my dad, so that was one of the reasons why it was memorable too.
Oh yeah. Now I know that you helped save an iconic fashion company that really served mostly black women. How did your life experiences help you not only save the company, but I know that this inspired other leaders all around the world too?
Yeah, so you have to picture me in my young 40s. Now my dad is many years older, and unfortunately he was dying. And so I had a moment. There was a business that was very important for a demographic that doesn't look like me. I didn't spend a lot of time in the black community growing up, but I knew it was important for them from an emotional, spiritual perspective. It was a huge business nationally. And yeah, it was struggling, and sort of intuitively, it reminded me a lot of my mom and some of the struggles that she had. So yeah, I left my private equity career and I became a very unlikely CEO of that company.
Wow, that's incredible. Now, in many ways, and you talked about this, you give us permission to be human. Why do you think we need that permission, especially these days?
Oh gosh, I think we all know we're all tired, right? And I think as we sort of look forward, people really want to be human. Sometimes it's looked at weakness, but we know that kindness is it's from people of strength. It's people who are confident and competent. And as we're staring down a lot of technological innovation, AI, the definition of what it means to be human, there's not a more important thing for us to really wrap our heads around and agree on.
Yeah, and that's the connection piece of so much. I mean, we need to be more human in everything.
Yes.
You really feel it, I think, these days. How do you think we get to a place where we experience kind of kinder, more equitable work environments?
I mean, one of the things that I'm using is music. So math and science, you solve for facts. Music is an exploration of how humans solve for emotion. So if you think about in the future, being emotional and being compassionate, empathetic, being kind, these are things that they're going to be very difficult for a computer to do. And so I'm expressing a lot of these emotions, which is brain science, through music. And that's why we recently produced and wrote a rock opera at Yale.
I know, that is amazing.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
I don't know. Like, I think for me, I've always been a musician, and it's something that I kind of hid. I don't know why, because I think that as a young guy, maybe being a musician didn't look like it was an opportunity for me. But a lot of the things I looked at as a businessman, I would hear the music in a brand. I mean, I was here in St. Louis because I was an early owner of Meow Mix cat food.
Oh my gosh.
So you remember the jingle?
Yes.
And so we helped bring that jingle back. So that's how I invested. I would hear the music of a brand or of people, and then you apply that in business org and math, and sort of you're singing a song. And so this book is actually written as a piece of music. And so I actually wrote the music with some partners and we put it on. So if you ever want to hear what Bruce Springsteen meets Dolly Parton, meets Amazing Grace, meets Arirang, if you want to hear what that sounds like, that's what the rock opera sounds like.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
I have to hear it. I have to hear it. Thank you so much for being here. I want to mention that James will be speaking today at SLU at 11 o'clock this morning. This is at DeBerg Hall. The event is open, but you still have to register. And if you can't make it, his book is Red Helicopter, a best-selling book that is sold wherever books are sold. Thank you so much
Thank you.
today, and good luck.
Thank you. It's
It's
fun.
wonderful.
Appreciate
Wonderful
it.
to see you this morning.
Thank you.